In my work as a grief worker, I'm often asked why. Why do you choose to immerse yourself in others' sadness and darkest moments? This question has prompted me to share with you today why your grief matters to me. This video will be a little bit different from some of my others because today I'm going to talk about my experiences. My name is Jo McRogers and I support grief through my therapy practice and this YouTube channel. Please subscribe to the channel and turn on the notifications so you'll know when we're exploring all things grief. Our goal here is to do grief differently. How I came to grief was a very roundabout path, in fact. For years, I worked as a birth worker. As a therapist, I supported women stepping into motherhood, women who were facing challenges of infertility, traumatic birth, stress, anxiety, depression, and addiction sometimes. They were experiencing postpartum depression, postpartum anxiety, bonding issues, breast or bottle feeding challenges. I furthered my training when I then took my birth doula training in order to attend births. And I was so very privileged to attend one of life's most amazing moments again and again. I played the role of comfort and caregiver, played the role of bouncer at the door. I was the puke catcher. I recited quiet meditations in their ears. I physically held body parts and coached through breath work. I used affirming words, and I reminded them all of the power and presence of the love in the room. I am eternally humbled and grateful for each of these moments I was allowed to be present at. I came to respect how powerful these moments were in a person's life. I came to realize that these were defining moments in their lives. And I worked my ass off all hours of the day and night to make sure that these defining moments were of grounded wisdom and a sense of internal power, not of fear alone. Such was my commitment to birth. My wish was for the parents not to leave their birthing experiences with a sense of fear or lack of control or anger or violation or helplessness and defeating defining moments. My passion was for the men and women to leave their birthing experience with truth and clarity about their wisdom, their courage, their boundaries, and their personal power. However, if you do birth work long enough, you are eventually taken into the dark and frightening vortex of loss within the birthing world. It is inevitable. So I then studied further to be a stillbirth doula. I began to support loss with the same guiding principles. That loss need not be experienced solely through a sense of fear, a lack of control, anger, violation, helplessness, and defeating defining moments. For these are the seeds of overwhelming trauma. Truth and clarity about wisdom, courage, boundaries, and personal power need to be realized in order to meet loss, to support your grief. So from that point, from there, my support of all sources of grief grew as I came to realize that while birthing loss does need specialized support, I had recognized the fundamental essential foundations in every loss that I have supported or have personally experienced. So why do I care about your grief? I care because I have personally done it wrong. I have walked away from my early losses with myths about myself. I've experienced dark and risky thoughts, places, and moments. I lost my sense of personal power in my grief. I didn't know about my ability to move into a future that included both the grief and the potential for happiness. I care about your grief because professionally, I have seen the difference grief work makes to a fulfilling life that incorporates your grief. Please don't let your grief become your only defining moment. What I hope to inspire is that how you meet your grief becomes your defining moment. Life can become rewarding, vibrant, focused, fulfilling again. I do recognize that this thought may not be accessible to you right now. Your grief may be deep and dark and large, but it doesn't mean this possibility doesn't exist. Hope, trust, safety, love, counterbalances personal power, boundaries, wisdom, courage, and clarity all matter in your grief work. Please do your grief work so that loss alone doesn't define you. I'd be really curious if you could let me know if you have found any parallels in your life between those two extremes of loss and creation. I find them all the time in the work that I do, and it always takes me back to these foundations that I've spoken about today. So please leave a comment below with your thoughts and reflections. I just wanted to summarize why your grief matters to me. It matters because I want your grief to be a part of your life experience. I don't want your grief to be a limiting life experience. I feel as though the foundations that I've spoken of today serve us all well in our relationship with our grief. So on this journey, doing our grief work, I send you kind thoughts, kind words, and a kind heart. If this video has been helpful, please like it and share it. YouTube will then know to make it broadly available to all the other grievers out there seeking support and knowledge about how to have a relationship with their grief. Thank you. Take good care.